Welcome to this episode of She's All Books. Come and hang out for book reviews, bookish content, and nostalgic vibes. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome to She's All Books. Today, joining me is Thea Lawrence, author of the Revolver, Duet, Baby Doll and Dollhouse series. Did I get that right, Thea?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thea is a former PhD student turned romance author. She has a background in theater, screenwriting, and criminology. And Thea currently lives with her husband and editor in Canada. Thank you, Thea, for joining me. I appreciate you coming on my show and giving me a chance, and I can't wait to talk all about your books and anything upcoming that you have working. Would you like to say hi to the listeners?
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for joining. All right.
Thanks for having me.
In order to set the millennial nostalgia vibe, I have a set of questions for you, but we're going to let the paper fortune teller be our guide. Are you up for it?
I'm super down for that, yeah.
Question for you. So you're in Canada. I'm curious. Did you grow up in Canada?
Yeah.
Were these called paper fortune tellers or were they called cootie catchers?
They were called cootie catchers. We called them cootie catchers.
So I've been corrected a couple of times. And people are like, no. Those are cootie catchers. And I'm like, good to know. I did not know that. So I'm always curious as to like what different people call them. And like with you being in Canada, you're like my guinea pig. I first guest to tell me that from Canada. So I'm starting to think that globally they were cootie catchers. And maybe just in my small town, they were paper fortune tellers. But also, you get to be the first one to use my new paper fortune teller that I made as we were getting ready for this episode because my daughter misplaced or who knows, took it somewhere. So we are going to test out this new one. And for those of you who are watching, if you don't know what a paper fortune teller is or a cootie catcher, these are fun paper origami toys, I guess, like that we would use. Yeah, toys. Like, how would you describe this? Tools to ask questions or different. Like sometimes you just put yes or no's, and you would ask the paper fortune teller questions.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of what we're doing, this is for going to guide our questions. So we can keep it bookish related and all about Thea. So Thea, your color options. It's hard to see in the screen, so I'm going to read them to you before I show you. Is pink, green, orange, or blue? Those are your options. And like it's not really showing very pink.
Let's
green,
go pink.
orange, pink. All right. You get to hear me spell a lot of colors and count a lot of times. Pink. And your number options are 1, 2, 5, or 6.
5.
5. All right. Question number 5. And it's a Friday. I got to write these numbers down so I don't forget what we've done. Okay. Question number 5. Can you tell the readers 3 things they might not know about you?
Ooh. Yeah. I was a burlesque dancer at one point.
Wow.
What else? I was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, like the stage production. We did a shadow cast and I played Magenta. I don't know if people watch that movie, but yeah, I was in that.
Oh my gosh.
And what else? Oh, I worked with prisoners for my PhD.
Cool. That is exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm always like amazed. People have like the coolest things to share with me, and I'm over here like, got nothing when people ask me a question like icebreakers. I'm like, no idea. Like
I'm usually so bad at them. Like mine are like either inappropriate or just like I'm like, I don't know, I can't say that.
I love it. Those are really fascinating. Thank you for sharing those with me. Well, us. All right. Same color options. I'm going to get permanent marker all over me. Same color options. Pink, green, orange, or blue?
Green.
Green. Green. And your number choices this time are 3, 4, 7, or 8. I don't know if any of these are going to
Let's
Yes,
do
you're great.
3.
3. Question number 3 as I smush the paper fortune teller. All right. What are your favorite tropes to read and what are your favorite tropes to write?
Um, Read, I would say like friends to lovers. I like enemies to lovers too. And forced proximity. Those are my
Okay.
favorite to read. And then to write, I would, oh God, Age Gap is probably one of my favorites to write.
I love to read.
I really love forbidden romances and like brothers, best friends.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Love those tropes. All right. Back to the paper fortune teller. Pink, green, orange, or blue?
Blue.
Blue. BLUE. If you're watching, I really did put colors on this paper fortune teller. You can't tell. 1, 2, or 6, since we already answered 5.
Let's do 6.
Okay. Question number 6. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about your writing process, like how you plan a book, how the book idea comes to you? Just let us in a little bit on your world of writing.
It's pretty chaotic. Um, I kind of write books the same way that I wrote my papers in university, which was like no plan and just like all in. I usually it always starts with like an idea or something, and I have ADHD, which like we get obsessed with things and we like run with things like really quickly. And so I'm like, I have this great idea. And then I start writing and I get like 30,000 words into it. And I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever written. This is a terrible idea. And then at that point, I just have to like sink everything into it and keep going. So I'm like kind of a pantser. And then when it gets really hard and I start crying, then I start actually planning and outlining stuff. So that's kind of how everything gets written.
I love it. I also have ADHD, and I feel like it's so true. Like with even like Bookstagram, like just the content creating, like sometimes I get this like creative like hit, like it just like hits
Yeah.
me out of nowhere and I have to like run with it. Like this show.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm just going full force. I'm gonna figure it out as I go. And then like sometimes I'll hit like a little lull in creativity. So it's like a great tool, but it can also
Yeah.
like obviously be like a little bit of a hindrance.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I love chaos. And I feel like sometimes like the books that come from what somebody perceives as chaos, like in the writing process to the reader is like not at all. Like it feels so, I don't know, planned out and everything.
Yeah.
Pink, green, orange, or blue?
Um, let's do blue again.
Okay. BLUE. And your number options are 3, 4, 7, or 8. And you already answered question 3. So 4, 7, 8.
7.
7. All right. Question number 7. Okay. For your duets that you have out, can you tell the viewers a little bit about the tropes that they would find in your duets so that they can connect to your writing?
Yep. So it's rockstar romance. So it's a rockstar journalist. It's got like one bed, forced proximity. They're on the road like throughout the whole first book and at least a third of the second book. And what else? Oh my God. Open door. There's like found family. And then the second book, it's the first book is single POV because it's very much Phoebe's story.
Yes.
And then the second book, once they get into their relationship, it's dual POV, so you get more of kind of Damien's vibe and what he's all about. And then the second book is like dealing with toxic family members because that's a big thing in the second book. There's dealing with fame because all of a sudden now they have to deal with all of that stuff. And what else? Way more found family. The second book, yeah.
I love duets. I feel like I'm never I'm satisfied as a reader with one book, but I want more. And so like I always want, yes, but I find out like the characters are going to be like in a second book and we're going to continue on to their story. And then I've read so many duets where the first book is single POV and the second one's dual. And I really like that because I feel like you've been connected like so deeply with like one of the characters. And then finally by the second duet, you're like, I get to see both. But I don't know. I like that like dynamic of like single POV first book and then dual POV for the second book.
Yeah, I almost didn't do it for the second book. I was like, oh, I'll just do single all the way. And then I talked to my husband, who's also my editor, who was like, no, like do it. I think it's a great idea. So we ran with it and it turned out really well. I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
And how awesome is that your husband's the editor? Like that, I have questions about that coming up, but I can okay. Like, that's fabulous. I want to hear all about it. So next choice is green, orange, pink, or blue?
Orange. I'll finally do orange.
All right. ORANGE. And we have 3, 4, 7, or 8, but really just 4 or 8.
4.
4. Okay. Question number 4. All right. In this duet, you've mentioned the tropes. There's a lot of found family, toxic family dynamics. Can you tell us a little bit? Like, I don't even care if you read it off the back of the book, but just tell me and the viewers the storyline or the premise of this book without spoilers.
Yeah, sure. So Phoebe is a journalist for Titanium magazine, and she's kind of like writing fluff pieces and like album reviews and stuff. And she gets this opportunity to follow this band Revolver on the last leg of their North American tour, and she takes it. But Damien does not like journalists, does not like the press. He's like kind of a pain in the ass.
Has a lot of
he can be, yeah, he can be kind of annoying and like kind of aloof. And so she's like kind of freaked out to meet this guy. And then when she does, obviously he's super intimidating. And they don't really hit it off very well. They're kind of like frenemies at first, and he like teases her, and there's a lot of back and forth and stuff, and she gets really fed up and tells him to F off. But very slowly, it's a slow burn, so they start to fall in love, and like she has to keep this relationship a secret. And then in the second book, it all just kind of explodes, and they have to deal with the fallout of all of it.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of people I know who would absolutely love that. I am like totally in a rock star. I'm a mood reader and I go through these like crazy moods probably due to my ADHD. Yeah. And right now I'm like all about rock star romances. And in fact, I started this duet last night, not to prep for this, just because I was like, I need to read a rock star romance. And I am obsessed. And I can guarantee you before Sunday, I will have finished those duets and have the reviews posted because like I'm hooked. And then I'm already like, okay, what's my next rockstar romance? Because like I'm deep into it right now. Yeah. So if you are watching and you like rockstar romance or any of those tropes mentioned, you will absolutely love this duet. So thank you for sharing that storyline with us. All right. We will go to the next one. Pink, orange, green, or blue?
Green.
Green. GREEN. 1, 2, 5, or 6, and we already did 5 and 6.
Let's do 2.
2. All right. Question number 2. Are you working on any new, are you writing anything new, work in progress? Do you have space to share that with us? If you do, can you let us know, like, any little snippets of what we can expect?
Yeah, I just finished, well, not just finished. I did edits on my work in progress. It's coming out in the fall. It's called Swipe Right. It's a small town, age gap, brother's best friend. How many tropes can I fit in this book? Romance. I didn't mean it to sort of be like a jam-packed thing. It just kept coming out. Which is the fun thing about writing is like you start writing, you're like, oh, now I'm writing this trope. But it's like it's different from anything that I've really written before. And it's a book 1 in a series of interconnected standalones. Okay. All about this little small town. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest in a small town. And so I really drew inspiration from that. But I didn't set it in Canada. I set it in the States. But yeah, I finished that book and now I'm working on the second book in that series. So I'm really, really excited about this upcoming series.
Well, I just left my small town romance, so I'll be heading right back to it. I'll just circle right around and enter back into that era. No, I love a small town romance book, which I always was like, meh, like before, and now I'm like, oh yeah, these are good. And then they're just like, they add enough sweetness to the storyline because of like small town feel, I guess.
Yeah.
But brother's best friend trope, that's one that will never get old for me.
It's my favorite. Oh my God.
I don't even have a brother. What is it? Like, I just.
Me neither. I'm an only child.
Amazing. I love this. You know where I think it stemmed from? I think it stemmed from Clueless. Did you ever watch Clueless, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like stepbrother stuff, or I don't know. Like, it's definitely, there's some reason why I'm like so obsessed with this trope, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Something with brothers, and I don't. And I was like, oh, maybe it was like Bring It On, but that's like best friend's brother, not brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because I know it's there's some psychology behind it for me. All right, so that was question number 2, and same color options: pink, green, orange, or blue. Jeez, Louise, it sometimes shows, it sometimes doesn't.
I can see the orange.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do pink again. We'll go back to pink.
PINK. Options are really only question number 8, but 3, 4, 7, or 8.
Let's do 8.
Okay, so you shared that your husband is your editor. How does that dynamic work? Like, I don't think I could work with my husband without like absolutely tearing his head off, but I just need to hear all about this. Like, do you share a couple chapters with him and he like edits it, or do you like wait until the whole book's written? Like, I just gotta know everything.
I give him the entire thing.
Okay.
I let him read it, make notes. He is like brutally honest with me, which I appreciate.
I love it.
I like to say I have thick skin, but I actually don't. I cry literally everything. And you would think like almost 10 years of grad school, you would develop thick skin, but you kind of don't. But he gives me really honest feedback. And then we sort of like, if I'm struggling with a chapter or something, we'll like bounce ideas off of each other and kind of like co-write the outline and the vibe of it. And then finish it up. And yeah, he's just like an invaluable resource. He was an English lit major, and like wrote poetry and stuff. And like, yeah, he gets it. Yeah.
That is awesome. I wish I could say that I would be able to do that with my husband if I were a writer. It wouldn't work. My husband also was a English major and wrote poetry when I met him. And I was like, oh my God,
wow.
I really love this. So interesting. We got that in common. He still would not edit my work. I mean, I'm not a writer, but like if I asked him, he probably would be like, you're trying to trick me to say something's wrong. I don't know what that says about me. All right. Pink, green, orange, or blue. And this is the last one. We're going to do it just for fun, even though there's one question left. Pink, green, orange, or blue?
Orange.
Orange. Is something really
Or did we pick everything?
Oh, what was that?
Did we pick everything already? I can't remember.
Number 1 is left. ORANGE. And you don't have one as an option, but we're going to pretend like you do. Would you like to pick number 1? Awesome. All right. I've never had to go by this quickly. Okay. So question number 1. It's okay if you can't like stick within the time period that I try to focus on, but if you could think of any song or even a movie from the 90s, early 2000s that reminds you of your books, your duet, can you think of like a song or a movie? Like, does one come to mind?
Yeah. I'd say probably because I have 80s songs on the playlist, but I also have some 90s stuff because I snuck it in there because I had to.
And I love when authors include 90s songs on their playlist because then I can just like pick from that when I post my review. And I'm like, yes, it's all like,
my
when it's like
favorite.
new country on the playlist, and I'm like, okay, I gotta pick my own song.
Yeah. But I would say probably like Dreams by the Cranberries is probably. And
My
then
review today, I
movie,
used that song in my post today.
I love that song.
Me too. It's
I
so
love that song.
perfect. Yes.
It's so good. And then
Oh,
movie, I
now
would
I'm
say
gonna really fly through this duet to Narnia.
I don't know if anybody's seen this movie, but like hang on. I literally have this vinyl. Oh my God, I'm dropping everything. I don't know if anybody's seen this. That
Yes.
Thing You Do.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the band dynamic in the
Yeah.
book is like that's the vibe, but except without what's his face? He's somewhere over here. The jerk
Yeah.
character. He's not in that.
Oh my gosh.
But that's kind of the vibe, and Almost Famous because
Yes.
I'm obsessed with both those movies. So yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. It's supposed to rain all weekend. I'm like literally reading all weekend long. Okay. That is awesome. Thank you so much for answering those questions and entertaining me with this fun game of paper fortune teller.
Thank you.
are to the second segment of this episode. And for this section, you get to choose one of 3 nostalgic games that will all have a bookish twist. Your options are MASH, Truth or Dare, or Never Have I Ever. And I can explain any of those if you want clarity on them or how we would play them.
Let's do Never Have I Ever.
Okay. So Never Have I Ever, and it's going to be with bookish twists. So I'll explain it to the viewers in case you've never played Never Have I Ever, which I'm sure you have. But we're going to hold 3 fingers up. I know sometimes you do 5. It can be different numbers. And we'll take turns going back and forth. And if it were my turn, for example, I'll say something like, never have I ever been in a movie. And I would have all fingers up, and then Thea would have to put a finger down because she has and shared that with us. And then the first person who runs out of fingers loses. Is that how you play this? Like, am I on the right track? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the game. So we'll go back and forth. We can keep it about like anything we talked about in this episode, or just books in general, bookish like related things. It can be any of those. So I'll hold my fingers up. And Thea, do you want to start, or do you want me to start? Because it's up to you. You're the guest.
I'll let you start.
Okay.
I need time to think of a question.
Okay. All right. Never have I ever read a vampire book.
We put it down if we have read it, right?
Have read it.
Oh wait.
Perfect.
Never have I ever bought multiple copies of the same book. I'm gonna put a finger down. I've got one left. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I'm gonna do it this way.
Okay.
I don't know why I was doing that.
I mean,
I was like, that looks weird.
Whatever way you want to. Okay. I'm trying to think. This is hard.
No, I was like, ooh.
Okay. Never have I ever killed off a character. I'm hoping you don't put a finger down because I'm in the middle of reading your books.
It's not that book, but it is a book. And it's not my small town romance. It's fine.
No, I'm scared. Okay. Technically, I won, but if you want to go one more time, that's totally fine too.
Never have I ever. I mean, I've totally done it. Read a monster romance.
I haven't read Monster.
It's so good.
I'm gonna write that one down for the next time we play this game with somebody on the show because I've never. You liked it?
They're so good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think you froze.
Uh-oh. Thea, are you still there? There you are.
I
lost you for a second. Did you say you liked the monster romance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to check it out. I'll need you to DM me what one I need to read.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I got you. Yeah.
Okay, let me know because I will go off of a recommendation for that. Awesome. Well, thank you for playing that. A note to myself, I think next time I could probably do 5 fingers because that was really quick. But that was a lot of fun. So thank you for entertaining me with Never Have Ever. I can't remember the last time I played that game, but it was a fave of mine when I was younger. I think I even played it a lot in college. I can't even.
Yeah, we definitely played a drinking version of it. For sure.
I remember a drink in my hand. It was pretty blurry. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I love to end these episodes with a very important question. And my question for you is, what was your favorite boy band or band in general? It doesn't have to be a boy band, when you were in the 90s or early 2000s?
I was a Backstreet Boys girl. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I when I was younger was like Team NSYNC if I had to choose one or the other. But as I'm older and I listen to the music, I think I like the Backstreet Boys more now. Like I think that I just didn't realize it then, that they were probably more talented. Awesome. Well, thank you for answering that question. Before we end this episode, Thea, could you please tell the viewers who are watching this where they can find you, where they can connect with you, but also find your books so that they can get to reading your stories?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So where can the readers find your stories and where can they connect with you?
You can connect with me I'm on Instagram, Threads. Where else am I? TikTok. And I have a newsletter, but I have a link in my Instagram bio, so you can sign up through there and like get.
I think I lost you again, but have no fear. Sorry if I'm just like sitting here awkwardly like staring. I have all of your links, and I'm going to add and drop it all into the captions so that viewers can just click and find you, click and find your books, and make sure that they tag you and any posts that they put online, and to drop some love in the comments if you've read any of Thea's books. I would love to have you give a shout out. Thank you again, Thea, for joining me. It was lovely getting to know you and getting to know your books, and I appreciate you entertaining me with some fun millennial nostalgia. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, signing off.
Thanks for watching this episode of She's All Books. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at She's All Books. If you're interested in appearing as a guest or partnership opportunities, please check out the links in the caption.